You're watching Fox 40, news that matters from across the valley and beyond.
It is back to school week here at Fox 40, and although there's a lot of excitement about starting class again, the fear of bullies is unfortunately a problem some children have to deal with. And there's a minefield of ethical challenges that you have to try to navigate through when it comes to addressing bullying with your child. So joining us this morning is Rick Jordan, author of Situational Ethics, with What You Do and when you are facing these problems and how to help your kids through it. Thank you so much for being with us.
It is fantastic to be here this morning. I appreciate that.
Welcome. All right, I want to get through this because there's a lot of great information that you have from us, and hopefully it can help parents and children deal with this issue as we tend to deal with it at the start of the school year and throughout the school year. So, the ethical challenges of bullying. Let's first start with, if your kid is being bullied, if your child is the one being bullied, what do you do?
Well, the biggest one is you have to notify authorities. And there's a lot of things you can do. You know, a lot of the problems nowadays are social media, you know, because there's 4 out of 5 kids now in high school that are being bullied on social media, and a third of those are actually being physically threatened online.
Sure.
You know, this really is kind of an epidemic.
Okay, so you say authorities. If the child's being bullied at school, we know to go to the teacher, go to the head of the school. So if they're being bullied online, who do you go to? Who are those authorities?
There's even more than that, because there's anti-bullying laws that exist in the state of California, you know, and I love the way that it's defined. It's probably one of the most progressive laws that I've seen across the nation. It's fantastic when it starts to interfere with either physical or mental harm to that person. So at that point, it's laws. You need to notify the police at that point. I know parents, I've been reading a lot of articles about over the state of California, and parents are really concerned that the schools don't do too much.
Right.
And even online on social media with that, when they're physically threatened, that's usually somebody that they know. It has to be from school that's picking on them that way, and they're too scared to do it in front of their face. You know, so the problem though with parents, when they start to blame the school district, and they sort of tend to abdicate their own responsibility as parents, and that's the part to where they need to step in.
Okay, parents need to step in.
They really do. They absolutely do, and talk about it, create that open environment at home, because less than half of kids, this is crazy.
Really important too, if your kid is the one who is the bully.
Yeah, absolutely. They need to be reprimanded, obviously, but there's programs at school, and really figure out why. And a lot of those times, you know, I've got a bunch of different ways that you can create this wonderful atmosphere at home, you know, and create this bringing up your kids with great ethics, but displaying them affection. That's something that I don't see very much nowadays. I'm a parent. I have 3 kids, and when your kid is the bully, or when your kid is being bullied, you know, having those open arms really create that safe place for either situation.
Right, and so your kid can open up, and you especially hope they open up too in this situation if your kid's teacher is the one who is the bully. This is an interesting
This is very interesting. You know, personal story real quick. When I was 15 years old in high school, science class, right? Chemistry, I was pulling open a drawer, putting equipment away, the handle comes off right in my hands. I bring it up to the teacher, and she starts screaming at me, saying, "You broke the desk! And those carvings on top, you did those too." She was up for a promotion to be the dean of the school, and I was gonna be her poster child for the ability for her to do her own job, which was crazy to me. You know, my dad stepped in, everything was okay, but that's even the first chapter in my book with that, which, by the way, I want to give away to your viewers too, and other resources at rickjordan.tv/bullying. There's some great resources there. But when the teacher is the bully, that's something that seriously happens and almost nobody considers, but usually that's for self-gain for the teachers. In this case, you know, the teacher needed to be promoted, and she needed to prove that she could do the job.
There's also situations where the kid is bullying the teacher.
There absolutely is. You know, I heard about a kid who had a diabetic teacher, walked up to the teacher with a cupcake and smeared it right on her nose.
All right, a big topic here. I wish we had more time. Rick Jordan, author of Situational Ethics. Hit us with your website again one more time.
Sure, it's rickjordan.tv, and go /bullying on that, because there's great resources from stopbullying.gov.
We need all the information help we can get. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome from Chicago as well, where it's hot right now. Welcome to Sacramento. Safe travels back home. All right.